Good evening, everyone. It is now 6:01 p.m. and I'd like to call this meeting to order for Advisory Neighborhood Commission 2C. It is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. So thanks everyone for being here this evening. Again, we have a very full agenda as we normally do. And I would first like to we have a quorum of four commissioners present, and I'd like the commissioners to introduce themselves, and I'll start over here to my right.
I'm Nancy Groth. Thank you. I'm Nancy Groth. I'm the commissioner of Single Member District 2C02, SOMA, south of Mass Ave, Scott Circle, Thomas Circle, downtown.
And I am Michael Schenkel. I am the ANC commissioner for 2C01 in Penn Chinatown.
And I am Jim Swart, the ANC Commissioner for 2C04, which is a portion of Chinatown, all of City Center, and a good portion of downtown.
I have
Thomas Lee.
oh, sorry, Thomas.
Turn on your mic.
And I'm Thomas Lee, Commissioner for ANC 2C03, which includes the National Mall and Penn Quarter.
Thank you, commissioners, for that introduction. I would like to just make sure that just to talk to commissioners, to remind them to please get as close as possible to the mic. The mics do not pick up if you are not right up on the microphone. Almost pretend like you're eating it so that people can hear us. So tonight's agenda, we are going to, of course, do some business procedures. Initially, we are going to hear from all three police departments, MPD 2, 1, and Metro Transit. We have the mayor's office, the office of Brooke Pinto. We have Representative Alistair Chang with us from the DC School Board. And we have a downtown DC bid with us as well. There is one community announcement, which we will allow that person to speak at 7:04 tonight or earlier. We do have two items that are on our consent agenda this evening, starting at about 7:10. A consent agenda is basically the commissioners will either vote to accept both events, or we will divide them and separate them if needed. We also have 4 APCA license, 1 public space program, and we have a planning, zoning, environment, and historic preservation. And we will have 6, not 5, resolutions, as we are adding a resolution from Commissioner Groth related to Black Lives Plaza, an issue with Black Lives Plaza. Are there any additional corrections or additions to the agenda?
I have a question. Is there any interest among my fellow commissioners to move up some of these resolutions? We seem to keep kicking them down, and people keep coming, and then we never get to these resolutions because we ran out of time.
We can certainly entertain that. I think that the agenda with our speakers the timing is set now. So let's proceed with the goal of getting through them. But I agree that in the future, maybe we need to move these up. But it is important that we also get to some of the pressing activities of the agenda as well.
And since there was public notice of the timeline and speakers were expecting to be available roughly that timeline, I think we're committed to that for this time, but certainly we need to come up with a more expeditious way of doing this. It's effective.
Maybe we can prioritize the resolutions that involve Beth, because she's been to
Yes.
2 other meetings and we seem to keep running out of time on her.
We can certainly do that. We can move that up on the agenda in the resolution section if we'd like. Please. Okay. Expedite, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank
And-
you.
And we've had plenty of time to look through, so
Let's go
Is-
back.
we appreciate your patience very much. And
Is there a second for the agenda?
I second it.
Seconded by Commissioner
Swart,
Swart. Thank you. It's been one day. Commissioner
Michael.
Swart, thank you. And all those in favor, if you
Aye.
please raise your hand or say aye. So four commissioners voting in favor of the agenda as modified. Commissioners, had you had the opportunity to review the June minutes?
the preliminary version by the minutes taker we had on June 30th. And I sent out yesterday tech edited copy with track changes, and the clean copy is what I sent to you all earlier this morning to make sure that you had.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes or for modification?
I read them and make the motion that we approve.
Motion by Commissioner Swart. Is there a second? Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? So four commissioners voting in favor of that. Treasurer's report.
Why don't you come back to me? Oh, a quick question. Now that we've approved the minutes, can I upload them to the portal?
I will do that tomorrow.
You'll do that.
I have to sign them as secretary, so I'll do that tomorrow.
Okay. In that case, I'll hold off on uploading doing that. And yeah, come back to me. Let me just review the last part of this report.
Okay. And we have to also approve the Q3 financial report
Yeah.
at this meeting as well. Okay, so
We'll come back to
please
that.
remind me to hit that at the end because that's,
We don't get our allotment.
yes, the allotment will be withheld. Okay. We do have a procedural resolution that we are considering. This was presented at our last meeting, and there was asked for modifications to that. And I'm looking for the letter.
It was in my email this morning.
Austin, oops. This is a procedural resolution for consideration by the ANC. Oops. Sorry. I was all prepared in the right order too. I missed this one. Nope. Here it is. No. Of course, it's going to be the last one, isn't it? Okay. Here is the updated resolution for consideration.
So since I'm introducing this, I will move to approve this rough procedure for consideration of resolutions. To speak for the motion, this was my attempt as secretary to bring a little bit of order from the chaos of how do we accept resolutions for consideration? What's the timeline? So that people from the public know what to expect. And so that we hopefully come prepared having done our due diligence with constituent outreach or research or whatever else we as commissioners need to do to be able to hopefully crisply come to a vote to be able to be effective in passing resolutions. So I did a timeline and a little table. And I, as secretary, will do the clerical part at the end with resolutions that are passed. So I move to approve this procedure.
I will second that. All those in favor?
Do we need to discuss first before you vote?
Any discussions? All right.
The only thing I might say about it is I'm pleased that a number of our ideas are in there. And again, we're not a debate club, although some things might require a debate.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see how, so at times, we're going to get through them in a minute or two. So,
Yep.
well, we'll see.
If we're prepared, hopefully we can be effective and incorporate public comment.
I will call for the vote. All those in favor? Okay, 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. No abstentions, no nays.
Thank you.
So we will move forward from there. Thank you. Next on our agenda is MPD 2. Do we have anybody on from MPD 2 this evening?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Lieutenant Garvin. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening, everyone. People,
Good evening.
won't be before you long. So right now, I do not have a lot to brief out on. We did have a robbery that occurred on June the 29th in the 1300 block of K Street around 0200 hours in the morning. I'm sorry, 2 a.m. in the morning. Individual was walking to his vehicle after leaving an establishment in which 3 individuals in a vehicle pulled up, drew out their weapons and announced the robbery. That case is still open and being investigated by our 2nd District Detective's Office. And there was also a burglary that occurred in the 1000 block of Connecticut Avenue. It was an office building burglary. Individual walked in, grabbed several items and then fled. We do have to look out for him as well. That case is currently open. It was described as a black male wearing a light colored t-shirt, dark pants and shoes, dark in color nationals, baseball cap, backpack, gloves, and he was also wearing a mask. So that case is still open. We just concluded our drug-free zone, which was in the 1300 block of New York Avenue, the day center. I know that has been a pain point for a lot of people. We received several emails in reference to that. So right now we have our crime suppression team who's going to be giving that a lot of attention in addition to our narcotics division as well. There are several things that's going on in that particular area. One is you have the mental health part of it, and then the other part, a lot of them are homeless. And then, of course, in that particular hub, there's going to be some sort of drug activity and things of that nature. So right now, that is on our radar. We have not forgotten about it. We'll continue. We're just planning it out and seeing the best way. I've been working with Lucas Amana as well, Eloise, and our downtown bid partners as well to try to figure out the best way to disrupt that narcotics flow while also getting these individuals the services that they need. That's all I have.
And Lieutenant Garvin, can you just tell me where that area is again?
1300 block of New York Avenue. It's a I can't think it's a church, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's
New York Avenue Presbyterian.
yes, we call it the day
The
center.
Downtown Day Services Center is in the basement
Yes.
of the New York Avenue Presbyterian.
Yes.
Got
Thank
it.
you, Nancy.
Lieutenant, you said at the beginning a robbery in did you say the 1300 block of K Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Which side of the street? What establishment was it in front
It
of?
wasn't it wasn't an establishment. A person, they were just walking to their vehicle.
Okay. But was it on the like Franklin Park side of K or on the north side of K?
I believe it was on the north side of K.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. I'm just trying to visualize which of my constituent businesses they might have been customers of, or there's a hotel with a big restaurant on the corner there at 14th and K.
Mhm.
Okay. If there's any other information, I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely. So right now there's nothing else that I can give at this time. Like I said, the case is still being it's currently being investigated. But
Okay.
if I get any information, I would definitely update you, Ms. Nancy.
What was the date of the robbery, please?
The date of the robbery was June the 29th, which was a Sunday at around 2 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, so Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Lieutenant Garvin? Any community questions? Don't see any in the chat right now. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Garvin. We appreciate your service.
I appreciate you as well. Thank you, Mr. Schenkel.
And thank you for the recent emails about other cases that you've closed. So we always appreciate hearing that.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Next, do we have anybody from MPD 1 on with us tonight?
Hey, good evening. It's Captain Herbernet. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Captain, how are you?
Good, good. I apologize for being voice only today. I'm on double duty babysitting or parenting tonight as well. So not much to report out for the first district. We actually, PSA 101 and 102, the areas that encompass 2C, had no reported violent crime in the last 30 days. So very glad about that after a kind of rough start in the spring. We did close the shooting that happened on 7th and 8th Street earlier outside the Club 202. We did put a press release out on that, so you should have seen that. If not, I can forward that to the group as well. That being said, we have continued kind of extra presence in those areas around those club zones. We have units there, reimbursable details, as well as some high visibility overtime units that are there, making sure that something like that doesn't happen again. We did have a significant decrease in motor vehicle thefts over the last 30 days. Last year, around this 30-day time period, we had 6 motor vehicle thefts. This year, we've only had 1, so I'm very heartened by that because that was really a struggle over the last 6-7 months where we've seen an increase in vehicle theft, but that is down in the last 30 days. Theft overall is slightly up by 1. However, our property crimes in general are down over the last 30 days. So I'm liking the trends that we're seeing here. Hopefully can maintain that as the summer continues. We have our high visibility units out in Chinatown, as well as our mountain bike units, which you've seen, I'm sure. And our Chinatown hub units are kind of refining, making sure they're going into all the businesses, checking up on spaces that we're finding need extra special attention. We do have our 2 officers assigned to the Chinatown hub that are fully there 40 hours a week, and that's their one assignment. So they've really been kind of learning their posts and doing a great job, those 2 officers. And that being said, not much else. I'm available for any questions. I'm glad to say I don't think, knock on wood, that we have very many more big events that's going to affect ANC 2C. It's been a very busy June with World Pride, the parade, and then the 4th of July. So I think we get a little bit of breathing room up until maybe some fall events.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Captain Harback. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I just have a acknowledgement and thank you for last month for connecting me with the special operations folk about the June 14th protest in my SMD. That was extremely helpful, and I got good information that I could forward to constituents. So thank you very much for connecting the dots for us.
Yep, my pleasure.
We do have one question that is on the floor, and that's Howard Marks.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Schenkel. So my question is directed at the captain. Last Saturday morning, about 7 a.m., there was a large presence of MPD patrol cars and also Metro Transit Police starting from New York Avenue southbound to I Street on the west side of 7th. We saw at least 2 young men that were being held by police. New York Avenue was blocked at 7th, as well as I Street. So what happened? I didn't see anything. Usually we get an email from the police when there's an event like a shooting or something. Last Saturday morning, there was nothing. Could you explain to us, Captain, what happened?
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you and look on that. Off the top of my head, I don't know that anything was specifically working. That like I said, there was no violent crime to report. It could have been a Metro Transit arrest. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that and get back to you, and let you know why that would have happened. It could have been any number of things that maybe didn't originate in the first district, or it may have been a traffic stop or something like that. So that's definitely something I'm gonna have to get back to you on. I'm looking over our watch commander reports for Saturday night and Sunday, and I'm not seeing anything popping out on me. So definitely something I'll have to get back to you on.
All right. Please, I know, how would you get back to me? Through the ANC, or do you want my
I
email
can
address or what?
I can report out. I can let you know next month if you'll be at the meeting next month, or
Well, this
uh,
is kind of, excuse me, Captain, this is kind of urgent. It was quite when New York Avenue was blocked for a good hour, that's a major thoroughfare. That's a huge thing. And it's like nothing reported. Could you possibly send a report to Chairman Schenkel and he will forward it to me? I would appreciate it.
Sure. Sure. I mean, it could be any number of things, but I'll definitely get back to you. It could have been a traffic accident. It could have been, like I said, a traffic stop with a couple arrests. I'm not sure. So I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Captain. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions for MPG 1? Thank you so much, Captain Horvath. We appreciate you being here, and thank you for doing double duty this evening. We
My
appreciate you.
pleasure. Have a good
Thank
day.
you for your service.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Next, we have Metro Transit Police and Lieutenant Barga. What is it? Bargee. Okay. Okay, Bargee. I got it.
How you doing? Lieutenant Barger here from Metro Transit Police. I have nothing really specific to report out on. As far as Gallery Place is one of our big pain points in your area. We've been, especially on the weekends, we have more of an issue up the green line at the U Street station. But we're also upstaffing Gallery Place because it is a major hub and a lot of people coming through. A lot of times they transfer the trains there. We have also upped enforcement there. So we've seen a decline in violent crimes especially. Other than that, I don't really have anything to report out. We have a decline, which is a good thing. So we're hoping to not jinx that. But the extra presence and the extra enforcement, especially the fare enforcement, seems to be helping a lot. So, does anybody have any questions?
Commissioners? Commissioner Lee?
Yeah, I was on the Metro recently and I looked down on the turnstiles and I just see footprints. People are hopping up and
Climbing over, yes.
climbing over. So I just see footprints and I'm wondering whether, your job could be easier if WMATA could, install higher barriers so that they can't just jump over and maybe deter them from, causing trouble.
Can't disagree with you there. That's a very large issue. I can pass it up the chain to my captain and it can go up our chain. But there's a lot of big moving parts. We did just recently install the taller gates, which have helped, but it's caused kind of what you're talking about with the footprint. So the people that are young and sprightly enough to actually hop up there and climb over are just doing that. And if we're not there to see it and stop it in sight, then, you know, there's not a lot we can do. Like I said, we have been upping our fare enforcement. We do have 20 new officers going through field training right now, so that's going to bolster our numbers some more. And we have, I think, about the same amount in the academy, which is great. But until our numbers are a little bit higher, you know, we can't be in every station.
And I think a better way, rather than have a
Commissioner Lee,
confrontation-
can you go closer to the mic?
Rather than having a confrontation, it'd be better just to like have the barrier there to deter people from even thinking of doing it. And then, you know, possibly having that confrontation with law enforcement.
Like I said, I can't disagree with you. I would definitely prefer that. But that's like I said, a much larger issue, and WMATA's a big wheel. It turns slowly. So,
Okay, thank you.
but yeah, I'll definitely pass that up.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I do have one thing to say. I'm really pleased that you're increasing the force number.
Yeah, that's
I
two.
think that's vital and very important.
That's two. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. We do have one question from community members, and that is Howard Marks.
Yeah, thank you again, Chairman Schenkel. I just wanted to give a shout out for Metropolitan Transit Police. I live right above the Gallery Place Chinatown station at the north end of the station, the north end. And I saw 2 arrests going down for, I assume it was fare evasion. And then, of course, a couple of days later, I saw a young man vault over the glass. But the first one, actually the 2 of them, these young men were surrounded by at least maybe 3 to 4 or 5 transit police. Do you do that for protection so you won't be accused of brutality or mishandling arrestees? Is that sort of your modus operandi to make sure that, you know, you have a lot of witnesses when you do an arrest goes down?
So there's a lot of factors that can go into that. I'm a fan of saying something to the effect of many hands make light work. If something does go badly, it's better to have more hands there, so that way you can reduce the amount of force that needs to be taken. It does add body cameras to the mix, but right now, like I said, we have a lot of officers in training. I think it was about 20 that I said, and so every officer that is in training has another officer with them. So that makes it look like there are more, you know, units on scene than there really are, because we consider that pair of officers to just be one officer right now. And a lot of time is spent at the Gallery Place station because that's where they can get a lot of experience. So that might be part of what you were seeing, but yeah, if there are 2 people under arrest, it's not uncommon for us to have at least 4, just so that way, you know, we have strength in numbers. And again, you know, many hands make light work. So if something does happen, we can handle it with less force and less likely that an officer or the arrestee would be injured.
Well, thank you, Captain. It's certainly a great relief to a regular Metro rider. We live in a building with 300 people. They move into this building, many of them do, because it's right above the station. And it's certainly a great reassurance that Metropolitan Police is doing its job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you, Lieutenant Bargy. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We'll make sure you say that right next time. I say that right next time.
No
Sorry.
worries. It happens all the time.
Gotcha.
Pleased that you're here.
Thank you, everybody, for your
Thank you.
brevity. We are 8 minutes ahead of timeline, so more time for resolutions.
We'll now move forward to the office of the mayor. Do we have, I see Adriana is on.
Yes. Can you
Hello
guys
there.
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday. I know it's thunderstorming outside, so hopefully you all have your umbrellas. So not too many updates. I think I have 3 updates for you all. We're in the midst of budget season, so right now that is our focus. However, I will read out those 3 updates. And I will put my contact information for any new members, residents attending the meeting. Please feel free to contact me if you need assistance, help, questions that I can pass on or be a liaison to you all with the Executive Office of the Mayor or any DC local agencies. So one of the updates that I wanted to provide is that we are, experiencing a lot of heat. We are in extreme heat. So I will be sending a link that provides a list of cooling places where they provide water for residents that may need to be Also encampments if people, need to go a place to like cool off. There's a couple of locations in Ward 2, so I'll be sending that link to Chairperson Schenkel and the commissioners, and they'll be able to pass that to the residents. So if you know of anyone that would need a place like this, please provide this link or these locations. The second thing is that we are in continued communication with the Chinatown task force. I know they've been protesting a lot. So we're in continued dialogue with them. We are trying to work with them to kind of, have a smooth, no protest sort of things, or to kind of hear them out. So we are in communication with them. So we are aware, and that is something that is very important to us. But if you know of anything else that we can do, or if you want to flag anything that's coming up that we can be in attendance to like speak with them, connect with them, please let us know as well. We are always open. We have an open door policy, so we love to connect with them and would love to collaborate. The third item is that the council hearing for RFK is scheduled. So Mayor Bowser is requesting your help if you are in favor of RFK. And if you are free on Tuesday, July 29th, we encourage you to sign up to come testify in person at the Wilson Building. I will be sending that link to you all as well. If you have any sentiments, any specific asks, any comments, anything that you want us to flag for the mayor and for leadership, please let me know. Happy to have a either in-person meeting, a phone call, or a video call as well with anyone that has anything specifically that you guys want us to say to the Bowser administration. And we are in budget season, so hopefully by the end of the month, we will have more updates for you all regarding budget. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the update. Commissioners, do you have any questions for the mayor's office?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hi, Adriana. I believe you meant to say the Save Chinatown Solidarity Network, not the Chinatown Task Force.
Yes.
And just at the end of the task force meeting that was here at the library, we commissioners actually were able to connect Deputy Mayor Alpert to the muralist. So it would behoove all of you to connect the dots and continue that conversation and that dialogue with
Thank you so much.
She indicated to me that there was money in the mayor's budget on the mural, in the mural budget to potentially affect the creation of a new mural in the new pedestrian alleyway of the development that's underway. So
okay. Did this conversation happen about 2 weeks ago?
It was at the library here at the end of that event.
Yes. Okay. Okay,
Commissioner
perfect.
Lee and I were able to connect them. Commissioner Lee was very helpful also.
Okay, perfect. That is in our radar. I'll connect with Ty as well. And thank you
I'm
for
just saying
flagging
that to put it on record here at the commission.
Thank you, Commissioner Goff.
Commissioner Swart.
Hello. And the question I have is related to the budget. When will the budget be decided upon, wrapped up, and tidied?
I'll be getting
Brian, you have an update.
Record.
That's part of my update.
So, well, I guess we can wait for Brian until his update.
Brian will answer you in a second about that.
That's great.
Awesome. It's with the council. And we do have one question from Howard Marks.
Thank you again. So thank you, Adriana, for your appearance here. I've had a FOIA request into the Department of Transportation that was due on June 15th, which was required by DC law. I've got no response. I discussed this with Councilman Pinto's office. They've been very helpful, but I need someone in the executive branch that could intervene with DDOT to find out why they're not complying with the law, and when could I expect response? So Could you put your address, email address in the chat, and I'll send you the details?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. If you can send me the details and I can follow up with you this week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just put my email and also my phone number if anybody else wants to reach out later on if a question comes up.
One other point for the record, the Department of General Services has still not answered my questions about the status of the feasibility study for the Green Court shelter.
Yeah, I have followed up with
will
them
keep
as
saying
well.
that. I will keep saying that every month.
I followed up with them. I will follow up again with them this week. And I
Thank
will
you.
CC you on it.
Yeah, I saw your email last month and we did not hear anything back.
I'll follow up this week again.
Thank you.
Great. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
very much. We appreciate you being here. And thank you so much for your service. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move forward to Councilmember Pinto's office, and we have Brian on with us. I did want to just make note that I'm sorry that I have incorrectly listed the email addresses here. They should be a .gov and not a .us. So there it's correct on the screen there for Brian, but please make a note of that if you're using the agenda.
Thank you. Well, good to be with you all. Sorry to jump the gun a little bit. So Councilmember Pinto has now been our Ward 2 council member for 5 years, which is a little bit hard for me to believe, but she has. She's really proud of what we've accomplished together, and she's really fired up to keep working together to help all DC residents and neighborhoods prosper. So the council has been extremely busy. Today, they held another budget work session ahead of their first vote on the FY26 budget this coming Monday, July 14th. The second vote will then be July 28th, and then the third and final vote will be on July 31st. And between those, the second and third vote, we're having the hearings on the commander's deal. So very busy end of July for us. So on the 29th will be public witnesses, and I think there's something like 300 public witnesses signed up for the commander's deal hearing on the 29th. And then the 30th will be the team and government witnesses. The different council committees all completed their budget reports a few weeks ago now, which is why they've been having these budget work sessions to talk through any changes that they still want to see. If you've been following the news, you may have seen that the Judiciary Committee, which Councilmember Pinto chairs, proposed the long-awaited merger of the city's different violence interruption programs as part of their budget report. Councilmember Pinto believes in violence intervention work as part of our public safety ecosystem and in all the people doing the hard work to prevent shootings. There was considerable debate about where the merged programs should live, and she reached an agreement with the mayor's office, and I posted a link in the chat so you can read that agreement around training requirements, community engagement, data collection and reporting requirement, and then oversight of the program, which has been an important aspect that we know needs to improve. And so it's set to be housed in the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement right now. But I would, just follow along as we do expect more debate on this before that first vote on Monday. We will. The chairman also said today that he will finalize his version of the budget, so it's now kind of in his hands. On I think he said Saturday of this weekend. He'll then call every single council member and let them know like what he's done. And then I think it will be released publicly on Sunday. So I know a tight time frame, but just for your awareness of what's going to happen this coming weekend. We also will know more after that about like which priorities for Ward 2 have been funded, but I do want to mention that Councilmember Pinto was able to secure funding for a new Throne public restroom for the MLK library area. I know you guys have been advocating for that really strongly for a long time now, and it's really overdue. So we're excited about that, and we are going to work with you all and with the surrounding neighbors to make sure that the placement of the Throne is as successful as possible. We know you can't just put it anywhere. People really are very particular about where it goes. So we'll figure that out together. The funding will be available after October 1st. So unfortunately, we probably won't see it before then. And if you are a user of any of the Thrones that currently exist around the city, including the one on Indiana Avenue, you know that they all closed this past weekend around Saturday, I think, after 4th of July at least. But there was some sort of issue that the city administrator's office said was caused by Congress and the billion-dollar budget cut. But they said that they have figured out what the issue was and they'll have the funding for it and they'll be reopening shortly. So if you hear that they've been closed or see anything in the news, they were closed this past weekend, but they should be back open. So just a little strange budget issue there. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna keep moving. At the council's legislative meeting last week, the council unanimously passed critical parts of Councilmember Pinto's PSDC plan. We've talked about it a lot before, so I'll try not to talk too much about this, but it did streamline educational credit requirements for MPD to bolster their recruiting and increase the number of officers on the force, which we know is always a big issue when they're talking about not being able to patrol effectively. It closes a gap in the Second Chance Amendment Act to ensure that individuals conceal their criminal records as the underlying legislation intended to do, to really give people a second chance at housing, gainful employment, and other opportunities so they do not return to any sort of criminal activity. And then perhaps I'll just jump ahead a little. The most controversial piece was the rebuttable, it continues the rebuttable presumption for pretrial detention, which defendants, when defendants are charged with certain dangerous crimes and crimes of violence, and that will continue through December 2026 and requires a report from the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council because a lot of other council members, there's a lot of debate around this topic. We're just worried that it should not continue until we have more data. So again, it will continue now until December of 2026, but requiring a report to continue to use it. There was also the passage of the Safe Passage Training and School Engagement Amendment Act that will improve our communication and coordination for the school Safe Passage Ambassador program, which currently exists, but this will standardize and universalize some of their training. And then other parts of Councilmember Pinto's PSDC plan have been referred to other committees which have jurisdiction over those issues. So you might say, well, I thought PSDC was a lot more. There are a lot of other pieces. They just might not be part of the Judiciary and Public Safety Committee's purview. The council also updated the youth curfew. They moved it from midnight to 11 p.m. on weekends for youth under 17 in July and August. So you may have heard about that. They also created a new 4-day emergency curfew zone that the MPD chief can declare. And I believe ANC commissioners, you can request that the chief declare a zone if you want to. It's very similar to the drug-free zones that currently exist, which, as I always tell people, it's not a permanent solution. It's just another tool for MPD. And so this temporary 4-day emergency that can be declared can begin at 8 p.m. for groups of 8 or more kids under 17. We've seen a lot of issues, and you've probably seen in the news in Navy Yard, the Wharf, and U Street recently, with teens holding these like massive unsupervised meetups where they tend to get into a lot of trouble, unfortunately. And so we're hoping that this is going to help, curtail that activity. We have a few office hours events in July. On Wednesday, July 16th, Councilmember Pinto will be at Stead Park from 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. So that's next Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday, she'll be in Rose Park at the Farmers Market in Georgetown on Wednesday, the 23rd, from 4 to 5:30 p.m. as well. I've talked for a long time, so I'll stop there and happy to take questions.
Thank you so much for the update about the thrones. That was
Yes.
on my list to ask about. So thank you for that. And thanking Councilmember Pinto for the public restroom at MLK. That is going to be much improved when that is able to take place. I do have a question. As part of the budget process, I know that there was the addition of monies for downtown DC and the implementation of the Chinatown Task Force recommendations. Is something that is still on the table? Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, I don't know the exact amounts, and that's something I can get our legislative team to tell me. But again, I think we'll know more kind of on Saturday, Sunday, when the chairman releases his version of the budget.
Oh, he'll release the updated budget. Is that what the?
Yeah. So I think on Sunday, Sunday night or Sunday sometime is when he releases like the updated version. Yeah, and then on Monday they vote on it. So a very tight timeline there. And again, it's just the first vote, but the first vote is, in my opinion, very consequential.
Got it. And do you know how that money is earmarked in the budget?
No, I'm not sure. Sorry, I have to check.
Yeah, under what agency?
Yeah,
I would guess Demped since it was through them, but
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
got it. Awesome. Because I would like, commissioners, I would like us to send a letter to DC council members requesting their support of this money to remain in the budget. I know we're very short on cash, but it's very important that we have the resources to implement the proposals of the Chinatown Task Force, or it will be for naught. So I guess I would like to move that we send a letter asking them to support this. Seconded by Commissioner Lee.
I would suggest that in the money earmarked for downtown, that improving McPherson and Farragut parks would be a much lower priority, even though they're in my SMD for me, than funding the recommendations of the Save Chinatown, of the Chinatown Task Force.
Got it.
If they're looking for money to move from one place to the other, that would be my suggestion.
All those in favor of sending a letter, would you please, right? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. I'll get that off and get that sent out to the council.
Right.
member,
Yeah, right now.
like right this instant. Awesome. Any questions for the council member's office? Any additional questions? We have one here. If you could please use the mic so that we can hear you.
Hi, Brian. I'm James Stroud. I live in Penn Quarter. I know the Rental Act is being voted on soon, and I just wanted to say that I hope Brooke Pinto is against that and votes against it. Specifically, the provisions I'm really concerned about are the speeding up of the timeline for evictions. We are experiencing many federal employee firings. Donald Trump's spending bill just cut off Medicaid for many people. This is not a time where we should be like kicking the lowest down even more. And we should be looking out for the people instead of developers. And also, like, I believe it strips a lot of TOPA rights, which is also like incredibly important for us lowly renters who have very little leverage in our living situations. So I'm hoping that she can stand up for the little guy in this budget season and votes against the Rental Act. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thank you. Yeah, I think they're planning to vote on it at the committee level tomorrow. And I'll post in the chat just because it's kind of interesting. There was like a news update on it today that I thought was really a helpful explainer since it's a little complicated.
Awesome. Thank you. We will move forward on the agenda, and next on our agenda. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you being here. And thank you for your text and tracking down my husband today.
Of course, that was a first for me.
Next on our agenda is DC's School Board Representative Alistair Chang. Alistair, are you on with us?
We are 2 minutes ahead of timeline. If we can keep on timeline, please.
Yes. I am going to move forward. If he comes on, we will jump back. We'll now move forward to the downtown DC bid, and Eloise and Lucas, sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone, and also all ANC board. Thank you for having me. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go through just for the task force updates. Just asking, can you all see my screen?
We can.
Okay, awesome. Got it right this time. Well, as you can see, we'll just move forward for the safe and clean data going for the month of June. We see just keeping you all updated for just in the Chinatown corridor area for how our status is for collecting. As you know, our SAMs and our red jackets are out there, 7 days a week, from the hours of starting at 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. now, where we have changed our hours to ensure that we cover every area. Also with this trash collection, as you can see the numbers here, each numbers we're doing better in a sense of the activity that is actually going on in that area now. The stickers collecting for removal. And as you all know, that the events that we were having in our area, highly trafficked area, political, tons of stickers daily, and our team are out there removing to ensure that we stay both clean and safe. We have the safety team out, which you all spoke of earlier, that they're still out making our rounds and giving, the updates with touching bases with our stakeholders and trying to get ahead of any issues that we can remedy to ensure that things go smoother and better, that people feel safe, just to see a lot of that information given ahead of time proactively so that we can share with both Commander Savoy and Lieutenant Garvin. And then we also deal with Officer Charles with a lot of this data that's brought back and working collectively with MPD. And then because of the park areas too, we have in Chinatown Park, also Indiana Plaza, that we have meetings working collectively with NPS, National Park Service. That said, for the reporting, we're also having our task force along that Chinatown corridor stretch give us updates and reports of the unhoused individuals as well. Here you'll see where we are trying to do more activations in public spacing to keep them clean and safe and engaging, to bring back more activities and support the businesses in that area. This is just showing one of the actual activations that we have going here, which is a free piano play, and we've gotten a lot of people engaging in it. This is here at Anthems Row between 6th and 9th Street in conjunction with 8th. So here is also another event that took place the weekend prior to the 4th of July. Activations are scheduled there to be had. As a matter of fact, one is supposedly was going on within an hour ago, but the rain kind of had it a little pushed back, but it is gonna continue to happen, where the businesses in that corridor and area, restaurants both, and the other businesses are participating in that to allow people to know what is actually going on in there and to make it a more fun and inviting place for everyone. Our updates for our clean and safety team for Chinatown, the focus. As you know, we're going on the 14th month here, and coming up for the new fiscal year, as you all talked about. Hoping that you all are still pleased with seeing their presence there, and also that the updates that are being brought back that we can share with you. Moving on, so I'm just gonna thank you all for listening to us. Also wanted to just mention, we are moving towards putting even more effort into the unhoused situation, and we ride the upbeats, the corridor there. And Nancy, also to your statement made, just to clarify that we are paying attention to also that open space there that's not claimed by any bid, which is the Thomas Circle area and that corridor where the overbridge overlap and that Wawa, so that we can ensure there's no encampments or tents put up, as well as the other areas in Chinatown. I could probably try to take any questions that anyone might have.
Thank you, Eloise. We appreciate you. And I think the safety team is doing a great job, and the red coats are red shirts?
Red shirts.
Red shirts, sorry, red coats. I knew that was wrong. Was it? Sorry. Are doing a great job as well.
Okay, thank
I
you.
did want to let you know that we do have tents that have reemerged around the library and in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral on the end there. So if you guys folks could check in with that, that would be great. Additionally, the area around the library has gotten really super bad again.
Okay, we
Maybe.
will put some more focus on that and engaging with, like we said, Lucas and I and another colleague of ours, Ms. Samala Satterwhite, who works with our day center in depth. We are meeting with Lieutenant Lieutenant Garvin and Commander Savoy. And like I said, Officer Charles, she's the outreach for the mental health of the unhoused to try to get them the right, not just to shift them from place to place, but to try to get them in a facility where they can get the help they need. But we are also at the same token noticing an uptake of more individuals coming, and we don't want that to gather into the corridors of people's businesses, and as well as paying more attention to those areas that are semi-vacant in the bid, that they not go into those cupboard holes, so that we're walking the streets to engage. And we also work collectively with organization for outreach called H3.
Great. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Commissioners, do you have any other questions for the bid?
Yeah. Hi, Eloise.
Hi.
One just concern that you may not be aware of, and I will be following up with the Downtown Day Services Center. The Department of Human Services just changed the way that unhoused people can get DC non-driver IDs, that in order to establish residency as an unhoused person, they have severed the process that was before, that if they were being helped by another social service agency like N Street Village or Friendship Place or any of the others, they could give residency. People will now only be able to go to 3 centers in the entire city, and Downtown Day Services Center is the only one that's really people can even really get to. So I'm quite concerned that the day center is going to be overwhelmed with people.
That'll be done. No.
That they're not going to have the capacity to manage the flow of that. So I'm continuing to follow up on that and to try to get the policy reversed or some other workaround. It's insane that if you live at N Street Village, that your legal address would be 1313 New York Avenue. So that's one thing. And just a frivolous thing that I'm continuing to trash talk. I will be at the Golden Triangle annual meeting tomorrow, and I'm continuing to promote the idea of a kickball game between the red shirts and the yellow shirts. In my fantasy, I get to umpire. So I hope to get that produced at some point, maybe not this fall or sometime for as a fundraiser for homeless services or something else, but mostly to promote the incredible work that all of the ambassadors do from both bids, since my SMD is in both bids.
Awesome. Thank you, Commissioner. We do have one question from the community, and that's to Howard Marks.
Yeah, thank you again, Chairman. So we have a problem here right across from the arena, usually found in the suburbs, and that we have a tree branch that's extending out on the sidewalk, and people are like running into it. It's been there, well, it's been growing, and it's really quite a problem now. I could just describe it to you, Eloise. It's in front of the art gallery on 7th Street, which would be on the west side of 7th, just about 100 feet north of F as in Frank Street. It's, people walk around today with their cell phones, they're not paying attention. And next thing you know, they have a tree branch into their forehead or whatever. Not pleasant. It's been that way for a couple weeks, and I'm sure one of your red shirts would be happy to come out and trim it. Thank you.
Eloise, I think you're on mute.
thank you for bringing that to our attention. I know I definitely have to work with DDOT and letting them know, but that's not going to be a thing. It'll happen. It's not going to be a thing that stay in the 311. So if they don't put a remedy to it, we'll work around it to get it done. Additionally, I did see this morning around 4:30 that there is a marking on the glass door, glass window of some art on 7th Street, and we're also working on that to try to get that off of there. Someone did some it's a pretty large window and it's very visible. So that
Thank you.
branch will be number one on our list for in the morning, as well as some pressure washing at that metro. The other thing I did want to mention really quick was the unhoused individual who tends to just camp out there going from door to door for the stores there. Sometimes he act out and get aggressive and overthrow cans. We're working with getting approval to be able to alter the cementing of those cans to bolt them down so that in his rage he's not able to overthrow those cans.
Thank you on 3 counts. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Thanks so much, Eloise. We
Thank you.
appreciate you being with us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
We'll move forward with community announcements. Do we have, is Haley with us this evening from College Bound? I don't,
If she comes in along with Alistair Chang, we
yes.
can pick her back up.
And yes, absolutely. And Eloise, you are still sharing, just to let you know. I'm gonna try this. No, that did not work. Okay, don't know what I did there.
Consent agenda.
The consent agenda, we have, oops, place the current chair, sorry. I'm just pulling down that slide.
Are we having a problem with our screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it now.
Thing on the screen over here too, Mike.
There we go. Got it.
But now
Okay.
Now you're showing your email. There we
Yep.
go.
Okay. Oops. No, I didn't do it.
You need to do it on that keyboard.
I don't know how to do it.
No, on this keyboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it, to take them down.
Okay.
We'll move forward on our agenda. Did Representative Chang join us? I don't believe so. And we'll move forward with the consent agenda. We have 2 items on the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Got it? Is there a second? Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor, if you acknowledge. Okay, we have 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of the consent agenda, and that's for the 9th annual DC bike ride and the race to end women's cancer. Eloise, I think you're back. You are sharing your screen. You just, oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Oh,
wow. We approve those 2 agenda items, and we.
Brian Bishop was on early on. Is he on now? In case he wants to say something.
Mr. Bishop, would you like to say something about your event?
Hi, everybody. Of course. Good evening.
Hey.
everyone. I'm happy to join you this evening in this community event. I am representing the Foundation for Women's Cancer. As you mentioned, we're going to be staging a 5K and 1-mile race called the Race to End Women's Cancer. It started about 15 years ago and went for 10 years downtown before COVID hit and changed everything. And then we changed to a Move for Her campaign that was very virtual. But the board decided they wanted to come back to the district and hold the race downtown on Pennsylvania Avenue. So we're back after 5 years. It'll be staged on Sunday, September 14th. we'll be doing our setup on Pennsylvania Avenue between 13th and 14th Street, right below Freedom Plaza. Registration tent, start finish line, and our course will run the standard 5K that you folks are probably familiar with, that starts at 13th and Penn and goes down to Pennsylvania Avenue to 3rd Street, down to Independence and around 4th and back. We'll have a 1 mile walk for those that want to enjoy just a walk, and we'll have a 5K race for that. And so we're excited to bring this back to town. We're anticipating probably about 1,000 to 1,500 people, encouraging them to take Metro because we have such great Metro station stops there. You can find out more information at moveforher.org, and that's MOVE numeral4.org. And as I indicated, this has been 5 years since we've held it, so we're looking to reestablish this. And the event does serve as sort of the pinnacle for raising funds, awareness for education programs, because every 5 minutes a woman is diagnosed with one of the 5 major women's cancers. So in addition to the race, there is a free education forum that is open to anybody from 9 to 2 on the Saturday before to give them awareness about women's cancer. We have been conditionally approved by the mayor's special task and are working with the multitude of agencies to get all the permitting and applications satisfied. So it's been a pleasure, and we look forward to a fun race this fall.
That sounds great. Thank you. Also, and that web address is moveforher.org.
Correct.
You got it. Awesome. Terrific. Thank you very much for being here, and we will get that letter of support off for you.
Thank you for your support. Have a great evening.
Thank you. We will now move forward with APCA licensing. We have 4 items on the agenda this evening. The first one is Uchi Sushi Restaurant at 1700 M Street Northwest. This is Abra 132678. Is Manel on with us, or Matt? Hey, there you are. Hi.
Hey, Commissioner Shankle. Hi, Commissioner Roth. Hey, Commissioners. Good evening. This is Manal Mahmood with Malios O'Brien Sandground. Thank you so much for having me this evening. This is for the Texas-based sushi restaurant called Uchi. It will be at 17th and M. It is on the ground floor. There will be no stairs. It's all flat, even in the interior. The sushi counter is going to be ADA accessible, so that can be enjoyed for everyone. And it's going to have, an omakase experience, a somakaze experience. There will be skewers and a large vegetarian option. And happy to answer any questions.
Which corner of that? So that's on the west side of 17th?
Yes, I believe so, Commissioner Groth.
I'm trying to visualize what was in that space before.
I actually don't know. I'm looking that up right now. I'm not even sure if it was an existing restaurant before.
Yeah.
But it is that corner right there.
Yeah, it's right around the corner from, it's near the Smoothie King.
Exactly.
On the K Street side of that little point.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
This is a large space with 188 capacity.
Yes.
And a total load of.
Yeah, exactly. Total load of 276.
Awesome. And hours of operation, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m.
Yes, every day.
Awesome. I move that we send a letter of support for this establishment. Seconded. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. Do you need a stipulated license for this as well?
We don't. Thank you so much, Commissioner. We're hoping for a fall opening.
Got it. Terrific. We will get that off for you. Are you presenting the other ones this evening? Or is
I am not.
Okay, got it. Okay, sorry. I was just curious. I thought maybe you guys were tag teaming.
We're used to you doing all the things.
Exactly. Terrific. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Next on our agenda is Soga Jenny Hospitality LLC. This is APCA 132643. This is a new retailer's Class C. This is at 1895 L Street.
Sorry, commissioners. This application was actually rescinded and we've notified APCA for a formal rescission. So that will not be an item today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I did not see that come through, but thank you.
Thank you so much.
So you've withdrawn it. Will they be reapplying, or did the deal just fall through?
I don't know if they'll be reapplying. If they do, I don't think it will be anytime in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, commissioners.
Next on our agenda is SK Quality Services US Corp. Blunt, DC. This is for a medical cannabis retailer with safe use treatment facility endorsement. This is at 1606 K Street. This is APCA 13190. Is
901.
Oh, sorry, 131901. Sorry about that. Do we have Mr. Rothman on with us?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Hello there. Yes, we can hear you fine. Thank you.
Thank you
Could
very
you-
much.
Yeah.
What can I?
Can
for
you tell us a little bit about what you are looking to do in this space?
We had previously supported their cannabis license as a medical dispensary, and they also have a museum.
Right.
Yes. So the museum space upstairs ended up falling through because the person who had decided that they wanted to bring their artifacts there, they insisted that we charge money for the collection, and I was not in agreement that there was worthy of charging for, so he took his artifacts and went home. So really, we ended up now applying for a safe use treatment facility license endorsement. We actually just had an inspection today, and the inspection went great. And so we're prepared to create a lounge upstairs that will be consistent with the APCA rules, consistent with the dispensary rules, and there's a lot of space that's up there that we're going to be turning into what would be a entertainment space, a event space, something that the city could use, press conferences. There's plenty of room for that, and we're making arrangements with some local businesses to provide food, provide entertainment, and so it'll be a very public space that we're hoping to create a lot of benefit for the neighborhood.
Terrific. So this is so it would be a facility in which people would be able to smoke in.
Yep, vaporize, smoke, infused cocktails.
Okay, gotcha.
All of which with a view overlooking K Street.
Got it.
When I spoke to ABCA, just to answer my questions about the safe use treatment facility endorsement, they gave me examples like cooking classes for cooking with cannabis, or a tasting event, or things that were event sort of oriented, not like a nightclub or a hookah bar. So
yeah,
how would that, maybe I misunderstood, but what kind of programs where people would be consuming under the safe use endorsement did you have in mind?
So it's a dual use. The floor can be used for both. It can be used for both events and also people able to use vaporizers, that sort of thing in half. And if there's an event such as a cooking class, we can clear out the whole floor and dedicate it to as many people as show up. So if it's a comedy night, let's say, we can clear out the chairs and allow people to sit down. If there's an announcement from a local group that wants to rent the place out, we can clear out the chairs, the lounge, and turn it into an event space. So the whole point is that it's really centrally located. It's you know, Penn 16th is a great place for people to not only stay at a hotel, but just walk right across the street and not have to drive anywhere or not have to go anywhere. So we were planning on putting on a lot of local events, have commitments from places like EFF who want to hold their annual meetings there, and you know, some law firms, all sorts of events from people that were formerly holding these events in bars, and now that they don't have to anymore.
So without the museum, you now have square footage that needs to be productive for your business, is what I'm
Yes,
hearing.
correct.
Yeah, okay.
And a question for you. When with a medical cannabis retailer, I know that you have to have a card to purchase, I guess.
Registered, just be registered.
Or to be registered. Would folks have to register to go into this, or is it they would have to register?
In order to come into the building, you're going to have to register.
Got it. Okay. Any other?
I do have a question. Can you explain to me the difference between your medical marijuana facility and your entertainment marijuana facility?
Well, the medical cannabis dispensary downstairs is just that. It's a dispensary. It also has some aspects to it, like clear glass area that was designed for manufacturing so that people could, it's like a chef's kitchen sort of, so you'd be able to see in. And then upstairs is more like a public venue, one which you can hold a variety of events ranging from, you know, weddings to, you know, to just the lounge where people can go upstairs and have medical cannabis in limited amounts, and then use one of the prescribed used devices that are up there. And then but you can't buy upstairs. You can't dispense. You can only use in limited quantities.
And are people allowed to bring their own
No.
marijuana in?
No. Mm-mm.
You have to purchase there.
Yes, you can purchase limited quantities upstairs.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's within the context of the medical dispensary, which is what's legal in DC for us to be able to regulate and open.
And another thing that's actually quite useful is in the area, obviously, you know, that there's hotels right around the corner. A lot of times once people go to the dispensaries, they have no place to safely use the product. So they're going to the alleyway, they're going to places where, you know, it's somewhat in the public. And this is one of those areas where you could get people off the streets and from you know, not following public ordinances, and instead going into a safe place where you can either you know, try something that you were about to purchase in advance of the purchase. You can also use a device which was for sale. And so there's a number of different benefits, including that you're not going to your hotel room or you're not going to your office or something like that. It's a safe place where you can try something that you might end up purchasing.
Got it.
And you're asking for a stipulated license, correct?
That is correct. We're asking for a stipulated license.
Got it.
So we can
And
certainly
another
ask us.
question I have,
Yeah.
Are you asking for a liquor license as well?
No.
Establishments are licensed for one or the other, is my understanding.
We actually can't have a liquor license.
Cannot have a liquor
Nor do we
license.
want one.
And how near are you to schools and daycare centers?
None.
Not even close. Maybe a quarter mile.
Okay.
Thompson Elementary is several blocks away.
Hmm.
And
As
Nancy, I'm sorry I missed you this week.
Yes, I came by. I was impressed with your security, by the way, out front. So they clearly mean business about a safe space.
Yep.
I can.
I hope you didn't get bounced, did you?
No, I think I think I looked bourgeois enough to pass, but they were very charming, actually. They were very nice.
Oh, that's nice.
But definitely hefty guys. I was impressed. So as the commissioner for the SMD that includes this business, I move that we send a letter of support for stipulated license for SK Quality Services, APCA number 131901 for Blunt, DC, with a safe use treatment facility endorsement.
Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor, so we will get that off to you. And I believe that you are the first safe use treatment facility in
our
2C.
into Commission 2C, yeah.
In 2C.
We're going to make you proud.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you for your
appreciate you.
patience with the process.
All right,
We'll
if
get
I
that
may be
off.
excused.
I will get that off. I know that you've been waiting for the stipulated license, so I'll get that off in the next 24 to 48 hours.
You all have been great, by the way. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Next on our agenda is Marrakesh. Marrakesh. Okay, Marrakesh LLC, operating under the trade name Marrakesh. It's Abra 132405. This is a new retailer's Class C, and it looks like I neglected to put the location on
The
there.
address, do we have an address?
Yes, please stand by. Do we have someone representing the establishment on with us? Let me see here. Here we go. I'll just project for us all to be able to see. This is going to be located at 1331 H Street. That's the letter H Street Northwest. And this is a retailer's Class C. It has a seating capacity of 120, a total occupancy of 125. And they are requesting an entertainment endorsement with cover charge and dancing and holiday extension of hours of endorsement. And this is Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 11 to 3. And live entertainment is Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 2, and Friday and Saturday, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Wow.
This is 13th and between 13th and 14th.
Yeah, it's close to 14th and H.
Yeah, 14th and H.
So it's the next block down from Franklin Park.
Yes,
I is the lower bound of Franklin Park, so it'd be a block further down.
yes. This is, I don't believe there's any residential in that area.
No.
Got it. I'd move that we send a letter of support for this establishment. Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. I will get that letter off.
That might be in the old the German restaurant that was there.
Yeah.
That's got to be in that space. Or next to it,
I
yeah,
think it's next to it.
which is right around the corner from New York Avenue Presbyterian and the Downtown Day Services Center.
Yes.
But that's, yeah, I would bet it's in the, blanking on the name of the wonderful German restaurant that is no more.
Yes. I know exactly where you mean. Next on our agenda, we'll move forward to transportation and public space. This is a DDOT application. Is anybody from DDOT on with us this evening? This is a notice of intent 25-164-TPA. This is an installation of a diplomatic parking zone along the 1900 block of I Street Northwest. And this is for the Embassy of Uruguay,
Oh, yeah, okay.
parking. So commissioners? I have.
That's the far corner of my SMD.
Yeah.
And I have no objection. There's,
I have no objection, but I feel like
they should show
we
up.
should protest this simply because the residents of 2C are not allowed to have residential parking permits. So why should embassies be allowed to have diplomatic parking zones in
Because they
downtown?
park there anyway.
Because they park there anyway. I just think that it is a shame that this is allowable and residents are not allowed to
Yeah,
have
and there's
PRs.
tons of office, commercial lots
Yes.
right in that area and office buildings. So, yeah. And since DDOT is not here to answer for themselves as to how this was framed when it was requested of them, I have no problem with protesting it on the principle of the thing.
There's no residential there. I'm just making the statement that it is.
There's the Embassy of Uruguay.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
What we're doing.
But it's the embassy. It's not the chancery. There's no residents
But
there.
I will refrain from objecting to move forward.
So we should take no action. We should table it until such time as DDOT shows up for.
This is due 30 days post notice, so it is due the 12th to DDOT. So how about we do this?
They're not allowed to do evening meetings anymore, however, under the current no overtime rules of the DC government.
No.
So that could be one explanation. And Christoph is now both Ward 2 and 3.
Yes. I would move that we send, here's my suggestion. I think we should put forward a motion that we send a letter of support for this, but we object to the fact that residents in 2C do not have the ability to get RDPP parking.
Can I add a friendly amendment that we also would appreciate flex time or some other way to talk to DDOT for things that they're asking us to do that they should have to answer for their own process.
Do you know if they've spoken with businesses around there? I mean, there are restaurants and.
There's not much down there. It's right across from, there's a tangle of triangle parks. If you know where the Pounding Farmers restaurant is around the corner. It's over there by Pennsylvania Avenue and it's across from that whole Western Market thing. But there's a whole bunch of triangle parks between the Embassy of Uruguay and all of that. It's otherwise a commercial area.
Thoughts? I move that we send a letter of support for the installation of diplomatic parking zone along 1900 block of I Street with the notice that we are unhappy that residents don't have the ability to have such parking zones downtown.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Groff. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. So I will get that off as well. Next on our agenda is a presentation related to planning, zoning, environment, and historic preservation. This is for BXP Project 11 LLC. This is 725 12th Street Northwest, a redevelopment of the property. Do we have Mr. Sullivan on with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. Terrific.
Great.
Awesome. So,
Well, thank you all for thank you all for having me, commissioners. I appreciate it. This is my first time before this ANC, and excited to be here. Tonight is really just an introduction to the project and an introduction to us. We're not actually asking for anything today, but wanted to give an overview of the project. It's pretty central to the district and proximate to obviously the Metro Center station, and probably an area that a lot of people are familiar with. So I just wanted to give an overview of the project, provide my contact information, introduce us, BXP. We're one of the largest office developers and landlords in the country, including the district. But this is one of our it will be our newest and probably the only office building under construction for the foreseeable future. So we're excited to be delivering something new to the neighborhood and to the city. And if you don't mind, I was going to share my screen.
And if you could do that, that'd be great.
Yep. One sec. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Great. So I'm hitting you right off the bat with what the new building is projected to look like. So bear in mind, this is just a rendering, but we are looking to deliver a new 11-story office building with ground floor retail. It's approximately 300,000 square feet, 305,000 square feet of office, and around 15,000 square feet of retail. We have 2 law firms already signed up to occupy almost 90% of the building. That leaves us just with 1 floor, the 6th floor, which is in the middle, which will really just serve as their expansion space. So we were very fortunate that there were 2 firms looking for space in a new trophy building, and it all worked out. And we're getting ready to start construction here in September. So I think everyone's familiar with the site, but it's between 11th and 12th Streets and between G and H. Just to orient you a little bit more, this is the Marriott Metro Center just to the north of us. The Macy's building is just to the west of us across 12th Street. This just orients you a little bit in terms of where we are. Obviously, you can see the Metro Center escalator and entrance highlighted here in blue, the Marriott's in green, and then we have sort of our alley loading and access off of 11th Street to the north. I should say that we are, just from a sort of communications and relationship standpoint and permitting, we're in active discussions already with WMATA for our various permits. I'd say we're about 90% there in terms of our demolition permit. So we're going to be taking down the existing 12-story office building that was once home to Williams & Connolly, the law firm. And then again, like I said, replacing it with a new office building and ground floor retail. But we are in discussions with WMATA. We are in active discussions with Marriott, and we'll be working with them to ensure that, we try to minimize disruption throughout the process. This is just a section kind of highlighting the new, gives you a sense of the proximity to the metro. We are going to be keeping the below grade garage in place, which is going to save both time and money and also limit the disruption to WMATA and the Marriott. This is just another section looking kind of north-south through the future building. This is a ground floor plan. So just to orient you a little bit, this again is the Metro Center escalator, the elevators here. Everything in that kind of orange salmon color is going to be the retail. So along G Street, we're looking, most likely this is going to be restaurant space. It could be one sort of larger, call it, 7,000 to 8,000 square foot user, or we might subdivide the space into two, most likely two, to serve two different restaurants. And then on the north side, we have additional retail. This also will probably be a restaurant, is our sort of intention. We're providing the ventilation and everything to serve it that way. It will have some sort of outdoor seating along the plaza. So the property line actually extends all the way down here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but in the gray. So all of this plaza area right now this will be redone, and we're going to have sort of some soft outdoor seating here, and most likely a zone down here for some outdoor dining as well, which right now the plaza doesn't really offer much of that. The yellow is our our through lobby. So we'll have entrances both off of 12th Street and 11th Street. One of the law firms is going to have a small reception area off of the 11th Street entrance, and then we'll have back of house space to the north. Our parking entrance will be where it is today, which is off of 11th Street. This is the Marriott parking here as well. This is just a view from the north down, looking south along 11th Street. So you can see the Marriott Hotel here. This is our alley with loading. New parking entrance here. New 11th Street main building entrance along here. This is also on 11th Street looking north. So again, this is the restaurant space that I was talking about on the southern end of on G Street. So again, the building itself, we're working with the architect of Penn. They're out of North Carolina. They've designed some of our premier assets in the region, including the Fannie Mae headquarters in Reston and the home of Arnold & Porter, the law firm Arnold & Porter down in Mount Vernon Triangle at 601 Massachusetts Avenue. So we're familiar with them. They're familiar with the district, and we've had a lot of success delivering high quality buildings with them. Again, this is sort of the we call the hero shot looking north. You can see again the metro here. This gives you a sense of sort of the new plaza that we're looking to bring to the place, bring a sense of place. I think today that it's sort of a little guarded. There's some, if people are familiar with it, there's some sort of almost gates that kind of enclose the plaza. We're looking to kind of open that up and give it a little more visibility and make it feel a little more contiguous with the sidewalk. You can see the bike share location down here, which we're looking to maintain. We'll be relocating it temporarily during construction, and I've already set that up with DDOT, but that will be staying in place. And then we're going to be keeping largely the sidewalk intact, but we're going to be redoing the paving and new trees and tree boxes along G Street, 11th, 12th Street. Trees will remain in place. What you're looking at here is just a small bump out that's going to serve one of the law firm tenants with a 5th floor terrace. We've got balconies on the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th floor, and then rooftop space for serving both of the law firms. So that's it. I wanted to give an overview, just provide an update and let everyone know that, we're working through the plans right now. The plan is to start construction, like I said, with demolition in September. And then project completion is looking like end of 2027, early 2028. And the law firms are looking to occupy it later in 2028. So we're all off to the races and very excited about delivering something new for the community and for our tenants. And with that, I welcome questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here tonight and talking about this. It's a really lovely looking property. So I appreciate that, especially being the commissioner in that area. I think it's definitely a welcome to the vacant building that's there now in the vacant spaces. So thank you. Will you be coming back to us at some point to request thing?
I likely will be coming back for our public space permit,
Right.
which we'll be submitting probably in the next month or two. At which point DDOT will run it through its course, and we'll probably come back to you for comments and hopefully a letter of support.
Got it. That's great. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
It looks lovely. I'm just wondering what the occupancy of the workers during the day they anticipate total.
Oh, that's a good question. At its peak,
like Tuesday to Thursday.
Yeah, I'm thinking sort of when we have the most workers on site, we'll probably, I'm going to venture a guess of like perhaps 300 people.
Okay.
When all systems are go, which will be, probably in the next year to 18 months.
Yeah, who are all people who will, patronize our businesses and restaurants and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, the contractor's looking to take some space at a nearby vacant building. So yeah, we're excited for some activity.
Is there any public space like on ground floor, restaurant or retail, or is the ground floor also private space?
It's retail. Yeah. So we have about 13 to 15,000 square feet of retail.
Wow. Do you have tenants for that yet, or?
We do not. We've just started the outreach. It's very, very early days. But our feeling is, given the location, given the fact that the law firms are going to want, sort of a certain level of convenience for dining and entertaining, we're thinking it's most likely restaurants.
But also, it's right at the escalator and elevator for Metro Center, so.
It is. That's correct.
Right there.
And I had no idea that you had 5 floors of parking underneath there.
Wow.
It's a lot
Yes,
of parking.
we do.
Perfect.
I have a question or two. I think the look of your building is beautiful. And, but it seems to me that you're building this for particular law firms who've agreed with you that they'll move in. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we have signed leases.
Okay. And there will be a portion of, well, you have to deconstruct or destroy the current building, that sort of thing. Have you gotten any feedback from all the businesses and others in the neighborhood that might have? I mean, obviously that will impede whatever's going on around there in terms of road closures, in terms of whatever you need to do to shut the metro down. It can't be open during that time, I would imagine.
It actually will be open. That's one of the big requirements. So we're going to be actually protecting both the escalator canopy and the elevator. And we've been working with DDOT to really kind of push most of the activity and sidewalk closures onto G Street and 11th Street. So 12th Street will remain largely open, such that people can access the elevator and escalator conveniently. So again, we're going to be building a pretty robust overhead protection system to protect both the facilities so they remain open throughout.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And are you planning any after hours work?
Not at this time.
Okay.
For the public space permit, will you be having a dedicated lane of like G or 11th? You're probably going to need cranes and dumpsters and delivery space for materials and all that.
Yes, ma'am. So G Street will be the likely location for the dumpsters and sort of the closure. So we'll be taking
So you'll
about
dedicate a dedicated lane for the use of.
That's correct. Yeah, so we're going to shift because 11th Street has a has a bike and bus.
Oh, right.
DDOT did not want us to take those, so we're actually going to have a combined bus bike on 11th.
Will
And
you
then
have, will you
and then
have
we're
a
gonna-
pedestrian tunnel, protected
Yes.
tunnel?
Yes,
that-
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. So 11th Street, once we're done with demolition, and overhead protection system will be up so that pedestrians can still use 11th Street.
Just a friendly reminder, DDOT's usually pretty good about making sure it happens, but for the pedestrian access to that protected tunnel, can you please make sure that there's a ramp from the sidewalk or there's a curb ramp?
Absolutely, yes.
To get from the sidewalk to get into the tunnel to do the work around the construction area.
Yes, great comment. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Awesome. It's terrific. Well, thank you so much for bringing this to us this evening.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it and look forward to it coming online.
Thank you. Well, we'll be back in touch soon, and we appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I have one more comment if I could.
Sure.
Will you certainly be fulfilling the need to let, when your permit, if and when your permit is done, will you notify all the people in the area about your start and what they can expect and when they can expect it, and keep them appraised?
Yes, sir. So we've already set up a line of communication with the Marriott, as I mentioned, with Macy's across the street, with 1200 G Caddy Corner, and we've begun outreach on 11th and south of G into the building immediately to the north. So what we typically do is send out sort of monthly updates as to what to expect, and that kind of goes out to a sort of a listserv of neighbors.
All right, thank you.
And
Yeah,
I know
thank you.
this is I think 2 blocks away, but there is at 916 G Street, there is a residential building there, just to keep that in mind as well.
Thank you for the reminder. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you all.
Thank you. We will move forward with our other business tonight. And
We're 12 minutes ahead.
yay. And as promised, we will move up items number 3 and 4. There are 2 resolutions that are being presented this evening. One is a resolution condemning the reinstatement of officers convicted in the murder of Mr. Kayron Hilton Brown, and a resolution disapproving of MPD's involvement in the raid on the U.S. Institute of Peace by Doge. These are together and being presented by Beth Landry.
Testing. Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, commissioner members and folks joining online. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and thank you for extending my opportunity to speak after having proposed these resolutions originally in April. My name is Beth Landry, and I live in SMD 2C1. I'm here in support of and respectfully urge all commissioners to vote yes, to vote yes to pass the following 2 resolutions. The first being the resolution condemning the reinstatement of officers convicted in the murder of Mr. Karen Hilton Brown. A federal jury found Officer Terrence Sutton guilty of second-degree murder and obstruction of justice for the murder and cover-up of such, and the same federal jury found Lieutenant Andrew Zabowski guilty of obstruction of justice for the cover-up of the murder. Both officers were pardoned by Donald Trump and subsequently reinstated by the MPD. Resolutions that have demanded accountability for this tragedy have been passed by ANC's 4D, 4B, and 1E, and potentially others that I haven't discovered yet. So that was for the first one. I'm combining, so I'll move to my second one and close together. I also respectfully urge that you vote yes to pass the resolution disapproving of MPD's involvement with the raid on the U.S. Institute of Peace by Doge members, despite not having a court order, warrant, or other legal documentation. MPD let Doge staffers and the armed but still suspended Intercon employees into the USIP building. MPD continued to operate in the building alongside the armed Intercon staff for several hours and forcibly removed multiple USIP staff members from the premises. For both of these, and for many other circumstances, the trust of DC residents in the MPD is required for society to function. I urge the commission to demand accountability of, hold on one second, from Chief Smith, council members, and the mayor, and to exercise the power you yield in doing so. And with regards to my first resolution, with your yes vote, our solidarity with ANC's 4D, 4B, and 1E will be proudly displayed and signal to other ANCs that they can take the same action. Please let the residents of 2C, such as myself, know that you represent us. Thank you again for your time, attention, and consideration.
Oops. Thank you so much. I am just going to, as per our protocol, I am going to just display the first resolution for us here. This is the resolution. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the second resolution related to the Institute of Peace. Do we read this into the record?
I don't think we need to read the whole thing in the record because it'll be
Too long.
too long and it'll be attached
Right.
to the links will be attached to the minutes anyway.
Right. And this is the resolution that's really condemning the lack of a court order in forcing into the U.S. Institute of Peace into the building by Doge representatives, and requesting an investigation into that in that process. There is just noting that we would update, as I'm displaying it here, we would update the dates to be present today in the process. And is there a commissioner that wants to be the point of contact on this resolution? If
Okay.
yeah, or I can do it,
You
one
can
or the
do it
other.
because
My neighborhood,
it's
and
your neighborhood and
you have other ones.
I have other ones and Miss Landry is actually in your SMD, a
Yes.
resident of your SMD.
Are
So-
you indeed saying that you support this?
I do support the fact that MPD should not have allowed entry to folks that had no
No warrant,
right
no judge's order.
to go into that building.
Are you aware of anything that was presented to them that day?
I am not aware of anything.
All right. Is it clear to everyone which documents were presented to the MPD personnel in order that they believe they were authorized to take the action?
I do not know that.
Is it also known who authorized the MPT to receive such a document, if any?
Do you have any comments?
I don't have links to the documents, but it was widely reported at the time that there was no warrant and no legal judge's order authorizing it. So
yes.
could you say that again in the microphone for the record, just so that
I'm sorry.
it gets
Thank
picked
you
up
for that.
so it'll get picked up for the minutes. Thank you.
Oops, I think our battery died. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Here, she can have mine. Yeah, here.
Per request, this is Beth Landry. I just spoke to the resolutions a moment ago. Per request, I don't recall all of the specific information, but the sources cited on the screen had more information that can be relayed, and it was, as I recall, and Commissioner Groth recalls, widely reported at the time. Thank you.
Do you have written there what the MPD said on their website about the event? Are you aware of what the MPD said on their website about the event? And they said it on Tuesday, March 18th.
Where are you
Do you have contrary documentation or?
I have a bit of it, yes.
Can you share it? So this says on Monday, March 17th, 2025 at approximately 4 p.m., the Metropolitan Police was contacted by the U.S. Attorney's Office regarding an ongoing incident at the U.S. Institute of Peace. It gives the address. The U.S. Attorney's Office advised MPD that they had been made aware that at least one person was refusing to leave the property at the direction of the acting USIP president, who was lawfully in charge of the facility. The USAO provided the contact information for the acting USIP president so MPD could speak directly with him. MPD members met with the acting president, and he provided the MPD members with documentation that he was the acting USIP president with all powers delegated by the USIP Board of Directors in that role. The acting USIP president advised MPD that there were unauthorized individuals of the building that were refusing to leave and refusing to provide him with access to the facility. MPDs went to the USIP building and contacted the individual who allowed MPD inside the building. Once inside the building, the acting USIP president requested that all unauthorized individuals inside of the building leave. Eventually, all unauthorized individuals inside the building complied with the acting USIP president's request and left the building without further incident, and there were no arrests.
And that was on their website the day after. And then the next document you see on the next page. Not that one.
Sorry.
There's a larger. Is the actual document that he was said to have been given, or the police.
So this is a resolution of the Board of Directors removing George E. Moose as president and appointment of Kenneth Jackson as acting president. And this was signed by 3 members of the Board of Directors.
Out of how many members of?
I don't know that.
And that was given to the police.
That's different from a court order with the force of law.
Of course it is. Of course it is, yes, but if you're a police officer and are given that.
That is a civil matter, I believe, with an organization that is that someone is removed. I still believe that it was not a court order to remove him. I don't know the details of that.
I believe that the replacement of the leadership of the Institute of Peace was not done by lawful means, and that all of this was a setup for the situation as it but this resolution speaks to the actions of the Metropolitan Police Department as to whether they had a judgment call to make on the scene, whether they should have run it up their chain of command, whether the police chief should have authorized it, whether someone should have said, do you have a court order to either replace the leadership, which I don't believe was done by legal means. At any rate, procedurally, I think we should separate these 2 resolutions.
Oh, yes, we're separating the 2 resolutions.
And work towards calling the question.
Yep.
If you do not agree with the resolution, by all means, vote no.
Absolutely. I move that we approve, I'm sorry, I move that we approve this resolution as amended with the date changes and
yes,
and notes, vote established. Seconded by Commissioner Roth. All those in favor?
We're separating the 2?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're separating the 2.
so we're doing the Institute of Peace one right now.
Institute of Peace.
3 in favor?
Of the Institute of Peace
Yes.
resolution?
Are you
The Institute of Peace resolution.
I'm opposed to it.
Opposed. So 3 in favor, 1 against,
0 abstention.
0 abstentions on that. So that motion moves forward as amended.
And are we aware that there is a case, U.S. District Court dated March 18th, 2025?
Point of order, we just voted on this resolution.
Yes.
Okay.
The next resolution to be discussed is the resolution condemning
The reinstatement.
of the officers that were pardoned.
And ordered reinstated, I believe. Wasn't that part of the pardon also that? Yes. That they were ordered? Yes, they were reinstated.
Well, once someone is pardoned, they are pardoned.
Yes.
But I'm not sure that's what this is called. What's
Well,
being called?
whoever.
Is it called the resolution
The
condemning?
resolution is written to express our disapproval of the reinstatement, whoever reinstated them, whether it was by order of the president or by the police chief. The resolution as written says that we express our disapproval of the reinstatement.
I'm just pulling it up here for us.
Thank you.
Do we have an official position from the mayor on this?
I do not believe so. I don't know that, to be honest with you.
Do we have an official position from the DC Commission?
There's a statement by the police chief quoted in the resolution.
Do we know when the two officers, where they will be stationed
When asked,
and when?
constituents have consistently asked since the reinstatement, and the answer has come back from our 2D and 1D representatives saying that they are not going to be interacting with the public.
Are you bringing this to, is this your resolution, or is it something you've brought in here?
It's
I wrote this resolution. Okay.
Requesting for passage of a resolution identical to the one presented and passed originally by ANC 40.
Okay. But you don't know where the two officers will be stationed and when. Is that correct?
My recollections as Commissioner.
if you look in our minutes from, I believe, April and May, this question has been asked repeatedly in open meeting here. And the police department representatives have repeatedly said that their understanding is that these two officers will, I don't know whether it's considered desk duty or whatever, but that they will not be interacting with the public.
Is that okay? I mean, if they're doing desk duty and allowing other cops to be out on the street, would that be?
There's still, yeah, certainly that's a public good to free up other officers for active public duty. But there's still, in my mind, there's still a principle involved here.
And the principle is that I see is that these are public servants. They were convicted by a jury of this crime, and they were pardoned for whatever reason by somebody who probably didn't know anything about this case whatsoever. That's my thought. I don't have any information that would lead us otherwise to that. I feel like if we have public servants that have been convicted by a jury that is supposed to serve and protect us, and led to the death of another individual, they should not be in public service anymore. So I would move that we send a letter. I would move that we send, I would move that we approve this resolution condemning the reinstatement of these two officers.
Before we vote, a month ago I sent like
Can you be on mic? On mic? Speak into the mic.
I think when this first came up a month ago, I distributed to the rest of the commission a stripped down, less emotionally charged version of this resolution that basically, removed the emotions from it, but basically still condemned they expressed their disapproval of the reinstatement of the Officer Sutton and Lieutenant Zabowski. Would the commission be willing to approve that resolution instead?
Question for Ms. Landry. Do you know if 4D who passed that resolution, is that the commission where the original incident took place? Okay. So I appreciate your effort, Commissioner Lee.
Mhm.
It's a question of whether we want to do that or be in some measure of solidarity with the original commission.
Mhm. I don't think that we need to be in solidarity with the original resolution if we have something that we want to
That would be our own version.
modify for our version. Did you send that by, how did you send that,
I'm gonna
Thomas?
I'm gonna resend it right now to everybody.
Just,
Since Ms. Landry has not seen this, I really, really hate to move this over for another month. But to give you fair notice to read our version, I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
May I speak?
Chair?
oh, yes, please. This is the collaboration link.
Yeah, the collaboration.
Yes, please.
I can't say anything to the version that may have been shared amongst the commission after I sent the original resolution that I requested for consideration, although I would be distraught at removing any emotion from such, because there's a point to this, and that's to not have it happen again. Thank you.
Thank you.
The version of the resolution, and this is a resolution that you prepared, Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically it takes the what we received and just redacts some wording.
Right. So your suggestion is to remove unauthorized police pursuit.
Right.
And removing the
2 and 3.
person's name and the protests related to it, which so I projected that there for folks to see. I would agree with unauthorized police pursuit because I can't say whether police pursuit is authorized or unauthorized. I am not in favor of removing the victim's name from this and his relationship to community. I would be willing to remove the community protests over racial profiling and aggressive policing, because they were found guilty of conspiracy to obstruct
Okay.
and the obstruction of justice in this situation. So I would say, I would be, so with that in mind, I would be willing to accept that with unauthorized police pursuit being removed, the removal of the third whereas, the original third whereas, and keeping the whereas number two in play.
Agreed.
Could I suggest that, because what I printed out was a more redacted version, so I apologize for that. That Michael, that you produce a clean copy so that Ms. Landry has an opportunity to look at what has been stripped out. And I'm not quite sure procedurally how to do this, but we could certainly pass the changes, the resolution with the changes
Okay.
that you articulated.
Okay. I'll make the changes and I'll share with Beth. That'd be okay?
So
Yes, we do. It's in the agenda. It's in everything. So
I move that we accept the resolution and distribute it with the modifications discussed to this revised version. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor?
It's not possible now to see that.
It is not, well, unless you're looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let's see here.
uh,
it's a less redacted version than what I sent out earlier today to you. So at least there's that.
I did appreciate the.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
So we have a motion on the floor. It has been seconded. It is a call for a vote on that with the changes that were suggested, which is what you see on the screen behind us right now. Is there, so all those in favor, please say, raise your hand. So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. No nays, no abstentions. So we will move forward with the passage of that resolution.
And we will very quickly get Ms. Landry a clean copy.
Absolutely.
And we thank you very much for your passion and your persistence
Thank
and
you
your
for-
patience with us. Last month, I think you weren't available, so we wanted to make sure this didn't get called between the cracks. But again, we thank you very much for your persistence.
And Commissioner Lee, we're sorry that we missed that.
Oh, no worries.
That note that you sent. We'll now move forward with the resolution for implementation of the Amplified Sound Mitigation Act of 2024. And this is presented by Commissioner Swart. And I'm gonna just pull this up for us. Sorry, I have multiple things here, sorry. Did you send me his?
Yes.
I'm looking. The,
It has a 01 on the file name on my
Ah.
email this morning.
oh, there it is. Okay. Perfect.
Share your screen.
Yep, sharing it now. Thank you. Okay. This is the current resolution, and Commissioner Swart, do you want to give us an overview or any,
Yes, what I'd like to do.
can you, hit your mic?
Yes, what I'd like to do is have you look at this and know that this was an act that basically sets decibel limits for amplified sound and regulates the use of amplified sound in public spaces. Now, I don't think I've got control over this, what
Oh.
people are viewing,
Oh,
because it establishes a licensing process for using amplified sound devices. And it really does represent a great deal of work by the Council of the District of Columbia. The council worked on this for nearly a year.
Mhm.
And it relates back to the Noise Control Act of 1977. This is the first really major change to that. And this act is updated with provisions for amplifying sound, including setting decibel levels and specifying enforcement procedures. The enforcement, the legislation designates the Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection as the primary agency for enforcing sound regs, including those related to amplified sound. Police will also enforce noise regulations late at night. But as you can see, we have quite a few whereases here with some background information from details of the DC law and everything that's associated with it. And again, a great deal of work by the DC Council. And it had involved with it community input like you wouldn't believe. They had hearings and that sort of thing at the council, and it involved an extensive community input, including feedback from residents, musicians, performers, and venues. And as a result, the bill passed by the final council vote overwhelmingly 11 yeas and only 1 nay. And the bill was not delayed by the mayor and was sent to the U.S. Congress for approval. It was not blocked by the U.S. Congress, and after the allotted time period, it was returned to D.C. officials as a passed law. Now, the law had an effective date, 21 March 2025. What has happened since? Well, that's why we're here to vote on this resolution. We want the law implemented and enacted immediately. People who really do want this law in place are many. As you can see, if we scroll through this, Michael, to the bottom portion, a little bit prior to that, you had any number of plans for this, any number of people, any number of things that would support out there that we've all been part of. Commercial properties, residential properties primarily are the ones who would be impacted. And since we have a huge bevy of programs that are turning offices into residential, we need to keep the residential people in mind here because the Sound Mitigation Act is going to have a great impact upon the sound that people have in their residential facilities currently and in those facilities that are going to be built and converted in the future.
yes.
Has a huge impact as well on the plans for our ANC 2C, a great
Absolutely.
deal. So I'm asking that we get this thing over to the powers that be in the mayor's office, in the neighborhood.
And push implementation.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and that they implement this thing so that we, who know what it's like to be in a place where you have just amplified sound all the time,
Mhm.
that we spread the joy of having some peace and quiet.
Absolutely. I think it's a well-crafted resolution. I would like to just add a friendly amendment that we would add that Commissioner Swart would be the point of contact for the commission
Yes.
on this, and we would add the proper dates and vote to this.
And we could also add that, I've seen things that somehow you would send this to particular people and say
You
this,
need a distribution list.
but we do need the distribution list as well.
As the drafter, you need to develop the distribution list
Sure.
where you want it to go.
I will do.
I'm happy to do the clerical work as the secretary of the commission, which includes emailing, uploading it to the portal, and then sending the link to whatever the lengthy distribution list is.
Yes. Well, you have my official thanks.
Awesome. So is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I move that we approve this resolution by Commissioner Swart.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
This is with the friendly amendment
With the friendly
of
amendment.
designating Commissioner Swart as the commission's point of contact. And Commissioner Swart will provide a distribution list of whom he wants notified of our resolution.
Exactly.
So moved.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Is that what you asked?
Yep, all in favor. So four commissioners voting in favor of that. So we will finalize that and get that off there.
It is now 8:27. Perhaps we can get through 3 more quick ones.
Oh,
Yes.
and the QFR, but
Yes,
Nancy.
Yes, and
Which one do you want to go first?
let's have the resolutions. Go.
Okay.
Number 2 and number 5.
Upholding DC values as a sanctuary city. This is one of the provisions that the mayor slipped the repeal into the DC Budget Support Act. And Chairman Mendelson caught that and took it out. But the first vote is on Monday. So this is a timely matter. This isn't exactly the same resolution that has been, I don't have a whole list of all the other commissions that have passed this, but it's been circulated widely through both the Free DC ANC membership and the ANC Rainbow Caucus. This is a matter of partly there's a home rule point to be made here that the mayor does not get to introduce legislation, and sneaking it into a budget support act that the council has to introduce is, in my mind, a little underhanded and lacks the due process of law. And so there's a legitimate home rule point here that only council can repeal legislation that council has passed. But beyond that, it's also a matter of political necessity, perhaps, for the mayor's office, but DC Council is not necessarily bound by those power dynamics. Questions?
I do have a question. I believe the mayor may be going for a silent sanctuary versus a verbose one.
Roll call.
And I wonder if in some approval of something like this, we aren't ultimately seeking to have our home rule ended.
I swore an oath to preserve, protect, and defend not only the Constitution, but the DC Home Rule Act. So that's my main basis in this. On the content of the matter, I agree with the original framing of the original bill, which is that we are all safer when the police are not involved in immigration enforcement, when people feel safe reporting crimes and feel safe with the police.
I completely understand where you're coming from. With that, it is the intention, I believe, to probably become that. However, the mayor has caved on so many issues related to the administration that and they keep threatening home rule removal regardless of anything that they don't get. So this is going to, I think it's going to happen one way or the other in this situation. So is there a motion for this?
I move to approve this resolution as written by other commissions in solidarity with the other commissions.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor?
Three in favor.
3 in favor. Opposed? 1 opposed. Abstentions? No abstention.
I'll abstain.
You're abstained. You're changing from, so it would be 3-0-1 as the vote for this.
Can I tell you what worries me the most?
Yes.
Quickly, please.
Yeah,
We have
I'll
to-
be very quickly. Is that there are bills in Congress right now that are 1 page long that takes away our ability to govern ourselves.
Your point is well taken, but for the moment, we are still commissioners who swore oaths to preserve, protect, and defend the DC Home Rule Act.
Yes, I realize that.
So that process will play out however it does. As of right now on
I just support the mayor.
July 8th.
Yep.
I support the mayor.
Absolutely.
Can we move on to the Aston Bridge housing?
The next resolution is related to, I'm sorry, a resolution for full use of the Aston Bridge housing, calling on the Department of Human Services to expand the utilization of the Aston Bridge housing to its full capacity, and the DC Council to expand its funding for outfitting and staffing. And this is presented by Commissioner Groth.
This is in concert with Commission 2A, the Foggy Bottom Commission, where the Aston is within their commission. In solidarity with them, I took their exact resolution, except I added a number of whereases that are specific to ANC 2C, especially highlighting the fact of the unhoused neighbors that congregate overnight, especially clustered near this library and the Downtown Day Services Center at 1313 New York Avenue. Mentioning the Green Court Shelter in my SMD, which is probably unbuildable. So that's not going to provide more shelter space downtown, which is desperately needed. The Aston has, by some counts, 88 or 90 beds within its potential capacity in a building that the city already owns, but the capacity was capped artificially by the mayor and Councilmember Pinto at 100 as a concession to neighbors who had filed 4 different sets of lawsuits and zoning challenges, every single one of which either lost in court or was withdrawn at the last moment. So I move that we approve this resolution in solidarity with Commission 2A and mentioning the conditions that are pertain specifically to our own commission.
Second. The resolution, it has so it's a motion by Commissioner Groth, seconded by Commissioner Lee. Just two questions related to this for my clarification. So in order to satisfy the community, the residents around this facility,
yes,
the mayor and council member Pinto agreed to cap this at 100
indefinitely,
Oh, indefinitely at 100.
Yeah, they were allowed to open in November with 50, up to 50. And to see if it went well, there was not a single complaint, not a single problem. So that they were then allowed to expand up to 100, but that's an indefinite cap. The last I heard, there's been exactly one public complaint. None of the fears of the neighboring hotels and businesses have come to pass.
And can you clarify again what the peak?
The capacity,
Yeah.
they're 2 people to a unit, studio apartments. So if every unit was occupied with 2 persons, some situations require only 1 person for a variety of reasons. But if every unit was occupied, the capacity would be 188. So that's 88 beds theoretically that could be provided to the people who sleep here, the people who sleep at 1313 New York Avenue, to other people who are committed to being downtown for all the same reasons that we are downtown, for jobs and access to services.
Okay. And are we're doing a resolution?
Yes.
And does our resolution, which I didn't necessarily say, does it look a lot like the resolution that?
It's exactly like 2A's.
Okay.
I added 3 whereases at the top that relate specifically to the conditions that we find ourselves within 2C. Particularly because the Green Court shelter is not going to be an answer to this problem.
I will call the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor, no abstentions, no nays with that. Thank you. We have a final resolution this evening, and that is related to
Black Lives Matter Plaza.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter Plaza.
Black Lives Matter Plaza. Sorry.
This is another repeal of existing legislation of DC Council that the mayor tried to repeal by sneaking it into the, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say sneaking, by inserting it into the Budget Support Act, which the council of course, has to introduce as legislation. Chairman Mendelson has already taken it out, and what this resolution does is thank him and the council for taking it out, asks that they not let it be reinserted accidentally again, and asking them to affirm that it is still, despite the destruction of the mural and the changing of the street signs, its legal designation is within the purview of DC Council. So this resolution asks DC Council to retain the legal name unless and until a regular legislative process with due process, public notice, constituent and public input, and transparent voting, et cetera, repeals or amends the law that named it in the first place.
Are we saying?
That was a motion.
Oh,
Yeah, I realize that, but
Is there a second?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Is there a second first
Oh,
for discussion? Seconded by Commissioner Lee. I'm sorry, go ahead with your question.
did the mayor do something illegal?
No, the mayor did what was within her purview by dismantling the mural and changing the street signs. That is within the mayor's purview.
Okay.
It is not within her purview to change the legal name because only DC Council under the DC Home Rule Act has the authority to symbolically name intersections or streets. There is a DC law, which I gave the number for, that was passed in 2020 and took permanent effect in 2021 that has to be repealed to not be in effect. There was the mayor inserted a repeal act into the 280-page Budget Support Act, and council has so far taken it out. So as far as the law is concerned, it is still legally designated Black Lives Matter Plaza. Again, this is a home rule point that the mayor, to quote Chair Schenkel, caved on many issues, but that's not within her purview.
Are you saying caved or made a decision that was within her ability to make?
Yes,
Given
and
the situation that maybe this was a good thing for her to do.
yes, and so by all appearances, when you are on those blocks of 16th Street, the erasure is physically completed and will be replaced, according to the mayor, next year with 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence art.
Place with 250.
Her statement, which is in my resolution, is that it was always planned that there would be artists from all 8 wards contributing to street murals to celebrate the Declaration of Independence. At which point, presumably DC Council could symbolically rename it something else. But for right now, as of July 8th, 2025, it is legally named Black Lives Matter Plaza.
Simply commending Chairman Mendelson.
For taking it out of the Budget Act where it should not have been in the first place, and asking that it not be inadvertently repealed in some other sleight of hand, and that it be affirmed that it's still legally named that until a duly processed legal vote happens.
I will call the vote. All those in favor of this resolution moving forward, please acknowledge. So I
saw a hand.
3, yes?
I'll abstain.
You're abstaining? Okay, we have 2 in favor, and an abstention?
Abstain.
Abstain, and 2 abstentions. So the motion does not pass.
Fair enough. Can we pick back up with, it's 8:43
Yes.
with treasurer's report.
Yes.
Yep.
Check
Quarter.
your box. I just sent it earlier in the evening.
The third quarter QFR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Third quarter
This is-
QFR.
This is draft. We have, let's see here. We balance forward. We currently have, we started the quarter with $66,711.96. We spent, I think, $750 on the minutes, and we spent $4,000 and change on the grant that we had given to Thompson Parent Teacher Organization, which they use to take kids on different field trips to help enrich their academic experience. And so we spent a total of $5,078.14, leaving us with $61,633.82 in the bank. And so I would like to move that we pass this, that we pass this quarter, that we approve this quarterly financial report.
I will second that. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of the passage of the
Third quarter.
FY 25 quarter 3 financial report.
Yes.
Terrific.
Can I make I think we talked about this last month, but just to make sure, please, can we buy Adobe Acrobat out of our reserve money? Do I need to move that, or?
Yes.
I move
Oh,
that we buy a joint license for Adobe Acrobat so that we all 4 have access to be able to sign documents easily, to be able to combine documents, to do all the things with PDFs.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into the cost of.
Okay, and a joint license, if you could do that, that would be awesome.
I will.
And you have access to the debit card and whatever, right? To pay for it?
I don't think we have a debit card. We do have a debit card. You have a debit card.
No,
I
I will second that.
Okay.
Are you seconding it?
I'll second that.
Okay, seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor of purchasing Adobe Acrobat, there's 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that.
Hallelujah.
We will get that done. I do need for us, the commission, to coordinate going to the bank and updating the signatures.
Okay.
PNC Bank, and that's done at the DuPont Circle
Right.
branch. We
Okay.
can do that on a Saturday.
Okay.
I don't think we have to do that anymore. Didn't you say we have to do that anymore?
We have to update the signatures because we have signatures that need to be updated on that. And
We have people that are not here anymore.
Yes.
Still signatories, right?
and I would move that we also get a debit card or a Visa card for the commission,
Okay.
so that we can put expenses on that Visa card.
That have been previously authorized.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Groth. All those in favor? So
Yes.
4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. Thank you, because I do have some expenses I have to give you,
Okay.
but we can't do that until we have other signatories on the account.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay?
Thank you.
Any other business?
We are having an August meeting, correct?
Yes.
Some commissions do not.
Some commissions do not.
To start a budget process
Oh.
for next year because we have to vote it in September.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. We will need a new budget in September. Correct.
Commissioner Lee, could you please email us all, especially us newbies, the current year budget so that we can look at that and give you feedback?
Awesome. With that, I would move that we adjourn our meeting.
Yes.
Seconded. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Our next meeting is Tuesday, August 12th, online and in person at the MLK Library. Thank you all so very much for joining us this evening, and we will see you in August.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Lee, I do. This does not appear to be raining. This does not appear to be raining. Thank you so much.
Is this door not open?
I know.
Let's get going.